What's up, guys? My name is Ted DarkClaw, and with me, as always, is the Black Knight. We are the co-owners of helladopetoys, and this show is hella dope. I have to ask, Aaron, how the hell are you doing?
Pretty good, man. First off, how are you gonna have me as a guest? And I have no show notes. How am I supposed to be prepared for these questions? So I'd like to speak to your manager, as I feel I am not prepared for this show.
So, fun story. My business partner really fucking hates when I do show notes. He really likes things to be off the cuff and unscripted. Something about it makes it feel more real, man. It makes it feel real. We're not just going off a script, man.
True that.
That's literally what my business partner sounds like.
Yeah.
Fuck the script, man. It's got to be genuine and authentic.
Yeah, that sounds like something that asshole would say.
God, he is so much to fucking deal with sometimes.
But I'm good, man. Another glorious Sunday. We took a week off. Last week was the Super Taylor Swift Bowl show, featuring Usher, and we're back. And then we'll probably take another week off next month when we have the toy show.
I don't know.
We'll see.
The one that's got me is WrestleMania, and I asked my wife. I was like, "What the fuck did we do for WrestleMania last year?" And she was like, "You guys did a show on Monday about wrestling," and I was like, "Oh, that was smart. Yeah. Brilliant fucking move, man. Brilliant move."
Yes.
Awesome, man. So we do have a guest tonight. He's a huge fucking asshole. But it's you, man. It's you.
Oh wow.
So I have to admit here, I don't want to say I ripped off a punk with toys. We'll say inspired by.
Inspired by.
Because no, go ahead.
No, you ripped him off.
No, I didn't rip him off. He inspired me.
Suggestively borrowed his idea.
So, well, look, I had a really good time on Thursday with a friend. And then I'm so dumb. Like, we have our own fucking platform. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Whatever the fuck we want. So, I need practice interviewing humans because if you watch the past 58 episodes, terrible at it. Absolutely horrible. And yeah, I thought it'd be a good time to shine the spotlight on you. People can know you. You see, I made little Polaroid pictures. They're all around the little.
Wow.
I thought that was really cute.
That's amazing.
It's the most time I put into show prep in a long time. That's why you didn't get a fancy fucking intro, because that fucking took forever.
I'd rather have the intro.
So look, I had it all set up. I had the Elton John piano. I had the Mask of the Red Death.
Yes.
I had the lighting, the backdrop. I had an uncopyrighted piano tune. And the Mask of the Red Death was going to serenade us all with Space Booty. Nice. And then I got called into the day job. So
yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Really fucked up my day.
See, now you got me all looking forward to Red Death, like serenading Space Booty.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Me belting it out here in the basement all alone.
Was it in the tune of Rocket Man?
No. He definitely has his own thing going on. And while I don't want to say that it's not good, I will say it's not good. It's not good.
Okay.
It's not good at all. Terrible. A horrible song. But love it. All right, Aaron. Well, I guess I'm gonna ask you your first question here, and that is it's a tough one. What are you sipping on?
Well, today I'm gonna be sipping on that fine strawberry Steel Reserve, because why the hell not?
Yeah, we need to get you all loose.
Yeah, loosey goosey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got.
That's all I got. I was gonna drink water, but I'm out of water.
You have a sink in your house, dude. You have a bathtub.
Uh,
You could fill it up with water.
Ew.
Drink your own bath water, bro.
Ew. That's why people don't take baths, because you're sitting in your ass water. That's gross.
That's why you put bubbles in it. They're self-cleansing.
So cleansing. Yeah. Here, Bubbles. Take care of this dirty, swampy ass water.
That's what they do. That's why they pop. When they pop, that's how you know it's working. It's like Sprite.
So when all the fizz is gone, then you have to like get out.
Yeah, definitely. That's when it's dirty.
Maybe that's been my problem all those years.
Yeah, you gotta drink it while it's bubbly.
No.
Sip of the bubbly.
No, I'm good. I'll just continue sipping on this here right here.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yes, Roman. Today is Aaron Appreciation Day.
It is Aaron Appreciation.
Couldn't have picked a better human. You know what? This is right, Roman. You're my dog.
Yeah.
It's like Ted. Ted likes his ass water. I can't. What's the
effervescent?
Effervescent. Yeah. See, we don't do big words around here, Ed.
Don't worry. Once we get through all this intro nonsense, I'm gonna take over the chat and give you the night off.
Oh, about time. That feels great.
I know. Well, we got to go through the whole initial greeting of the chat and everything. You still have to do that part.
Oh, yeah.
But after that, I'm going to take it over. I'm going to take it over after that.
That's great to know. Thanks, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Ted, well, I guess I should ask you the question that, I should ask before I no longer have to ask these questions. What is it that you happen to sip or not be sipping on today?
Well, Aaron, I'm glad you asked, because in my trusty Hella Dope mug, I am sipping on water, which you don't have. And this is not bath water. Although now I'm starting to wish it was.
Roman says you hate him.
I love fucking Roman. Roman's the best. And then as my side piece, I have the trusty... Hold on. The trusty Saratoga. It's fuzzy water.
Fuzzy water.
So I just have a lot of water, which you don't have.
No, fresh out.
You have no water. I have all the water.
This is the precursor. This is the precursor to the Aaron Appreciation Day. This is like the warm up, phase 1.
We just cannot wait. We cannot wait anymore.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's get to the chat, Aaron, and then you can relieve yourself. Relieve yourself of chat responsibilities.
I had a couple of these drinks today, you know what I'm saying? Who we got here today? We got Sir T Baggins in the stream, but over on Goons trying to assist. Well, I hope Goon has a good show. I did catch the replay of its first one. So hopefully, catch another one while we're not live. You know how we do things.
Yeah.
And then we got Axion Figs over here. Hey, I'm Pat. Oh wait, I mean it's Hella Dope Day. Yes, definitely Hella Dope Day. Ed, how you doing, man? Good to see you. And we got Roll Keeper. Hello, Dopas. Hello to you too.
Hello. We're gonna be a tag team match, players.
Now come on over here, players. Let me tell you.
Tonight you're gonna be facing the Undertaker.
Player. Yes. Good old Teddy Long. And the wife upstairs doing, I don't know, she might still be watching the basketball game, or she's trying to clean something, but good evening to you.
She's actually in the green room. Let's bring her in. I'm kidding. Okay. Wouldn't that have been funny though? I thought about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. This is your life.
I thought about it.
Yeah, payback's a bitch. Just know that. Matthew Matson, evening. Glad you liked the video I sent to you, Ted. I'm assuming that's that.
Oh, that was you. I was like, who the fuck is this? It's fun. No, I appreciate it. Actually thinking about bringing him on. We got some openings later on. Might bring him on. We'll just all bitch about toy stuff together. Might be a good time.
Maybe. B. Conley, what's up, man? How you doing? Loving that championship belt over there in that profile picture you got. Big gold. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Jason Evangelista. Hey, Aaron. How's it going? Good to see you.
Hey.
And Robert's Infinite Realms, who just hit 650 subscribers on his YouTube channel.
Congratulations. We don't know what that's like.
We don't. We're stuck.
So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, subscribe it, like it, comment, do all those things that YouTube wants you to do.
Usually
go back and watch like old stuff. That's fine.
Yeah, usually they do the opposite. They hit the unsubscribe button.
Yeah, nope, done. Sorry.
Well, started talking about space booty.
Mm-hmm.
I was out.
All that Moss Man talk.
Yeah.
Name Twin, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well.
Up,
Cobweb, how's it going?
Cobweb?
Miss Semi Skies, what is it that is up, doe?
What up, doe?
That's not what that says.
What up, doe?
It says, what is it that is up, doe?
What is it that do be up, doe?
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, dog?
Rhino Hobbies, how's it going? Of course, our favorite dog, Roman the dog.
He's a good boy.
Come join us. Yes. Deserves lots of treats. Larry, go take care of that. And then Travis says, can we just do a live stream for Mania Watch Party? I tried that once. What did I do? I think I did like one of the random ones. I don't know. I mean, it's entertaining, but who knows?
The problem is some people are off sync, so some people are on a delay and some people are ahead because buffering and whatnot, and then you end up spoiling something, or I don't know.
Pretty much.
I don't know.
Pretty much what he just said. And then we got Woody 222. What it do, people?
Him and Simi Sky's just hitting us with it.
Yeah. What it do?
What do it be up, doe?
What it do be up, though, man? And then Junkie Crafts and Builds. How's it going? Good to see you.
Sup, dog?
And we got this guy over here on Facebook. This Ron Evans guy.
Ron Evans. I know him.
I think I've seen him before.
I know that guy.
Sounds familiar.
He probably got over our crap and left already.
Yeah, probably.
He's like, this show's dumb.
Wait till I see him at the next family get together. And then, of course, the last one, the one that has to get done, from our good friend, Northern Nomad. What is up? And can you dig it, sucker? You fucking suck.
Why didn't it play?
You're horrible.
Oh, it turned the volume down.
Horrible. I quit.
I'm like the best fucking producer ever. Plus, I've been on this screen now for like 10 minutes and I've completely missed the entire chat.
I'm going to go ahead and put in my 2-week notice.
Oh my goodness, there's so much in here. Where were we?
I don't know, but apparently you suck at what you do.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. All right, hold on. Do it again. Do it again. It's under the start button. Do it again. It's under the start.
Do it again. Oh my God.
Do it again.
Bruh. I'm on a different screen right now. Hold on. All right. Here we go again. Because Ted can't do crap. And for our good friend, Northern Nomad. Now, can you dig it? Sucker! this week.
No, we're good. No, we're good.
Jesus.
Oh man. All right. So, Aaron, we have a guest tonight.
Mm,
That
yeah.
guest is you. Exciting,
Intriguing.
right?
Very.
Aren't you excited to like out of all the shows you could have been on, you got to be on this show?
I know, right?
We
This is so
personally reached
amazing.
out to you. We reached out to you. We were like, hey man, think this would be really good for your career. You should come on our show. We get lots of viewers. I see it. I see it.
All
I'm
right,
ignoring
good.
it, but I see it.
Oh no, I'm gonna pop it up like I'm actually gonna start and I'm gonna put it up like every hour.
Start.
Every 15 minutes, just to remind you how much you suck.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think the whole purpose of tonight is to talk about you, right? You like talking about yourself, yeah? Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Duh.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Dude.
So we're gonna talk about some early life. We're gonna talk about some middle life. We're gonna talk about some late aged life because that's where you are now.
Oh shit. That means
You
I'm
got a
almost
cane
dead.
and shit. Like if you look at this picture right there. Oh man, that was like 10 years ago, dude.
Was it really?
No, it's like 14 actually.
That's even worse. What happened to that guy?
Oh man, yeah, no, dude, you really looked good for a really long time, and then like
Yeah.
we started this toy store, and everything went to shit.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, I don't know, man. I guess we'll jump into it, dude. So, I've known you a majority of my life. So,
Yeah.
I think I've been married. I've been married 50% of my life now, which is wild. So that means I've known you for at least 75% of my life. I don't want to do the exact math. I'm just going to round up or down.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So 70%, 75% of my life. So we met in 7th grade, but what I don't know a lot about is early Aaron life. Like, as far as I know, before I met you, you were just sitting in a blank, boring living room doing nothing, just waiting for me to come along.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. See,
So, what was early life like for you pre me? So we're talking from born to I guess 6th grade, dude.
Boring. We I lived on the east side of Columbus, so like, it's not it's like Sharon Green, but worse. And
Okay. Well, Sharon Green's pretty bad now.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what it's like now because I only drive past it like every once in a while. But kind of the shallow kid. I had like one other friend, and he would visit his grandma. So like his grandma lived like 2 doors next to me. So like every weekend I get to see him. Like our birthdays are like 5 days apart. So it was kind of cool that we celebrate our birthdays together.
Okay.
But I mean, outside of that, I mean, I didn't do much. Watch TV. Oh no, I will disrespect that hideous place. If it burned down tomorrow, I'd be okay. You know, played Sega Genesis and some old school Nintendo, and didn't it's kind of a boring childhood. Didn't do much.
That's wild, actually.
Yeah.
So why did you move? How did you end up in Sharon Green? How did our paths end up crossing?
So my mom, she worked for Huntington Bank, in the like downtown. So then she got promoted to the mortgage department, which was like this. It was a brand new building they just built up by where you live.
Yeah.
So she had to relocate, and it just kind of worked out at that time that we were moving because of the job. So we ended up kind of just taking everything and heading up north. And she obviously retired from there after like 21 years of working for Huntington. And we kind of I don't know, just kind of weird like to move because like I don't have any early memory of moving. Apparently that we lived somewhere and then we moved to the house that we lived in, and then poof, here I am in Worthington. Um, but I mean, it was different because I mean, it was great because I left all the shit from my past back there. um, to the point where I've shown like Jaden where I grew up at, like the house that I lived in, the school that I went to, and like to look at like that area now, it's horrible. It's like it's everything has gone downhill. Like the school, like it's not even open anymore. It's abandoned. Like the playgrounds like covered in fielded grass, and it's just kind of weird to look at like the place that you spent the beginning of your life, like elementary school, and like the middle school that I went to is not really even the middle school anymore. It's like some like, oh, I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's not a middle school anymore. Let's put it that way. Um, the move to Worthington, kind of starting over, a fresh start. Uh, Obviously, didn't know anybody. Um, so getting out, and I think it was I was outside randomly, and that's when I met you and Patrick.
Yeah.
Then kind of a weird history started. Uh, probably the first two people that I met that actually like I kind of connected with kind of right out the gate. And then of course, you added Lucas into the mix, and then the rest of the Sharon Green crew that we have come to be friends with over the years and lost or may have not lost touch with. Uh, and like the rest kind of went to history from there. We kind of paved our own path and didn't really care after that. It's kind of like our way or no way.
So when you moved into Sharon Green, it was actually still a really good neighborhood, and I think we both been by there like at least within the past year, and
Yeah, I think we went
it's
there
rough.
after what PowerCon.
Maybe the CST, Columbus Toy
It was
Show.
one of the two. I don't
Yeah, it's
remember.
one of those. But yeah, like really gone downhill. But back then it still was, nice, well maintained, landscaped, pool, playground, all that stuff. Um, but at the same time, we were also still the Columbus kids bust into Worthington. And when you
Yeah,
cross those railroad tracks, it's like it was a totally different world on the other side. A world I was familiar with because like my grandparents lived on that side, and like I was dumb and I didn't fucking know anything, So I just thought everything was honky dory. But what was it like moving from where you were and being in one school to transitioning to Worthington, which is a fairly well off community, and all those children there. Some of them probably had maids. I mean, they all had fucking
yeah,
Jeeps and Corvettes before they could
pretty much.
even drive.
Pretty much.
Blonde, tan, muscular, rich. And then there's our bus that rolls up. The bus
uh,
full of hooligans.
yeah, I mean, it was different because, like I said, living on the east side of Columbus, where things it's rough over there. There's people who, I mean, there. I guess you had like in that time frame, you had like gangs everywhere. Trying to say they're in a gang or they're in a
Yeah.
gang, but they, What I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, it was different because like, I walked to school. I had to walk. I mean, I walked to elementary school. I walked to middle school. Uh, you know, then to like come up here, then like, oh, you're in Columbus, but you go to a Worthington school, but you got to get bused. Never ridden on a bus outside of like school field trips, which we really didn't take that often. So it was kind of weird to like ride a school bus. And then of course, then you have like the school bus hierarchy, where if you're not part of the cool gang, you don't sit in the back.
Your ass is up
uh,
front. You got to earn that back seat.
right, and even then, like even to say like, okay, I want to sit in the middle of the bus, no, can't sit there. So really, you're like confined to like the first like 10, like 5 rows of the school bus. And when you've got you had like 5 stops before you head to school, you're like thin picking where to sit. Like you had to claim your spot like right out the gate, and then hope that some of the other, you know, fine children's didn't want to start some shit that day and say, "Oh no, I'm taking this seat," even though I sit back there. So, but other than that, you get into school and like it was kind of different because like you were saying, like going from a school where no one gave a shit. Like it was like kind of you against the world. Like kids acting out in school and teachers not giving a shit, and they're just kind of like, whatever. You're here, I'm here, I'm getting paid. To a school that had structure and uh, trying to figure out how do you fit in when you don't fit in. And that was kind of like the first struggle for like maybe the first part of seventh grade was how do I connect with these people who I didn't grow up with, never went to school with, don't know for shit. Oh, we're just gonna figure it out. And it probably took like a whole year before that like whole thing really kicked in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was also different because a lot of those kids, because I went to school with them, most of them, since like first grade. And, even then, like, I wasn't one of the kindergartners that rolled with them. So even then, they were like, "You're not one of us. You weren't here the whole time." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, I've been here since first grade." So yeah, I can understand how difficult it might be trying to break into that kind of thing. Um, I don't know. Did it get easier when we moved on to high school because then all the schools merged? It was like a big melting pot of three schools, so nobody really even knew the fucking difference anymore.
A little bit. I mean, I would probably say maybe started closer to eighth grade, where like I would never say I was a popular kid. Some may say I had some popularity, but I was never one of the popular kids. But once you found like the group of people you talk to, you hang out with, instant messengers and all that, like you had your people. It did make going to high school a little easier because you had people, no matter who the other kids from the other school were, because that's just that's just what it is. You have that combination of two schools and they got their people, now you got your people, and how do you merge the two groups together? But freshman year wasn't that bad. Like they made it out to be harder than it was. Like they like, oh man, you got all these seniors and they're gonna do all this to you and blah blah. Like they didn't do shit. I mean, no, it was actually quite the opposite, really. um, but yeah, no, I'd probably say like going into freshman year was probably the easiest transition going into school in comparison to leaving Columbus public schools and moving into Worthington schools, because apparently like this like the stuff I was taking in like Columbus public, like I thought I was the shit. I'm like, man, I'm taking this really good math and I'm in these things, and they're like, I got to Worthington, they're like, nah, bruh, we're gonna start you all over and put you in like beginning algebra because you don't know shit. And I'm like, oh well, fuck me. I thought I was like the shit when it came to math. So that was a little different. I would say kind of a smack in the face of like, hey, I thought I was smart, but no, not so much.
I wanna switch gears a little bit, and then we're gonna kind of come back to this. So I'm gonna ask a question, then we'll hit up the chat here in a minute. So if you guys got questions for Aaron, throw them in the chat right now because we're gonna go to a chat segment here soon. But so family life, right? So you had a unique, I don't know how unique it is, but I think it was a unique growing up experience where you had a very tight knit family, a very strong mother who
Yeah,
I have always considered tough but fair.
yeah,
Um, I also think she liked, I think it was her hobbies, screwing with us. Maybe not you, but like, when people would come to your home and she would be there, I think she got a kick out of fucking with our heads every now and then.
yeah. If
Um,
my mom didn't threaten to stab you at any form of meeting her, she didn't like you. Like her wanting to stab you was like her acceptance that like, ah, yeah, you're okay. My son likes you. I guess I like you. You can stay. So
Some memories I have of your mother would be her yelling at us about something, followed by a threat, and then just the most lovely smile. And then she would give me a wink and she'd be like, "Bye. Boys have
yep.
fun." And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
I
And
couldn't even tell you. To this
we
day, I
would get
probably
the
still can't
fuck
tell
out
you.
because like once we could get clear from her, because like she would hold us for a while. She could tell you like, Aaron, you can go outside and go fuck around all fucking day. Have at it. And we'd be in your house for a minute, you know, getting situated, and she would kind of like hold us hostage there for a minute. The interrogation or whatever. Where you going? What you doing? Who you gonna be with? When you gonna be back? So the second we could get out there, man, we would just boom,
Oh,
bolt out. But no, she was a fun lady. Maybe not for the 12-year-old version of me at the time, but in
right.
retrospect, I think back a lot of that and it makes me laugh. I would have fucked with me too.
Yeah, that was her thing, man. Like, you know, that's why like ever like relationships, like, man, like you meet her last. You meet everybody you want. You can meet my friends. Hell, you can meet like my sister, my brother. You can meet all of them, but you're not meeting my mom until like this is the thing. Like this is it. We're officially a thing. Then you can meet her. But then there are some caveats that you need to prepare for when you step foot into that door. And like I said, you know, for a couple of them, they survived. They survived the test. So you know that's always a good thing to be able to you know, survive all the drilling questions that she has us.
And so you were the baby
Yes.
of the three children.
Yes.
Your sister and your brother, who were both more old enough than you to not really, you know, be in the same game. Like they were both adults doing adult things. You know, your brother's here in the chat, always supporting us.
Yep.
But you know, it always felt like a nice, loving family. All families are a little dysfunctional and wild, but
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know, I always felt like your siblings cared for you, your mother cared for you. You had a really close relationship with your niece when she was real young. You used to babysit her a lot. Um,
Mhm.
so I don't know if that was slave labor or what. Like, it's summer vacation, boy. You're home. You watching this
Right.
kid.
You know, like to go back and think about all that, like, yeah, you know, I never really had like a summer because I always had my niece with me, but it was cool because, you know, me and my niece's relationship is probably one of the strongest relationships that we could have as a uncle niece combo, which I would never take any of that back at, you know, in the world. Like to be an uncle at 11, you know, I was 11 years old when my niece was born. It was kind of like weird because like I'm an uncle. What the fuck does an uncle do? Like I'm 11, bro. I'm in like I'm in school. Like what the hell? But you know, you figure it out. You learn on the way, and you know, here we are. I'm not sure what she's shit 30 now.
Damn,
Just turned 30, yeah. So yeah, and she's got her own kid. So that's just kind of wild within itself.
that is wild. That is. Um, well, anything you want to say about your family before I
I love them.
hit the chat?
I love they're great. We've been through a lot, you know, but the support and the love is always there, and no matter what happens, we always have each other's back.
I love it. All right, we're gonna go through the chat here. Your brother says the Aaron on the Infinite playlist is so much better.
That's what I hear. You know, hey.
Mr. Ron Evans is asking if we have free toys for everyone. We do not. Free Toy Day was yesterday.
Yes, very limited promotion. You had to be first in, first out.
Yeah, but Ron, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you're still here. Radnom says Aaron was waiting in a stasis pod for Ted to show up. That's how I've always seen it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we have Wilhelm Toy and Hobby. He says, "Hey, it's Hella Dope Day. Hi guys, and chat." Wilhelm, good to see you again. I'm sorry I missed your show today. I was stuck doing the day job or something stupid. Mr. Wonderful says this story is telling me Aaron doesn't have a good judge of character to connect with Ted.
Yeah,
Probably not. Probably worst decision he ever made.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you live and learn, as they say.
Well, we were in that neighborhood together for so long. If we didn't become friends, we would have become arch enemies. That was the only other option. Like, that's just kind of how it went around there.
Pretty much. It only took like 30 years for us to become the arch enemy part, though.
Holy shit!
And a business in between us,
we're like parents who had a baby that hate each other but just stay together for the sake of the child. Like 18 years when this thing is gone.
Get rid of your ass, damn it. I still want my child support.
V. Conley says, "Oh yes, the school bus being treated like Snowpiercer. I remember those days."
I never watched Snowpiercer. Apparently, it was told it's a show that I should watch. But yeah, the overall reference would make sense.
Mython the Python, thanks for hanging out. He says, "What's up, party people? Sorry I'm late. Chad had me in a headlock."
Sounds about right.
We can always tell when Chad's over because we go from 5 people watching to whatever we have now. So we appreciate you guys hanging out. James Lucas says, "Hello, dope fiends." That's us and y'all. Things we're not going to get into. Adam asks, "Let's talk about sitting on the green electrical box. Talk about Joy and Amanda."
Yeah, we talk about the first half.
Yeah, maybe the first half, not the second. G-Force Racing 20. He says, "Hey y'all." Hey.
Hey.
And then Mrs. Blacknight. "The first time I ever met Aaron's mom, I was scared." Same.
Yeah.
Same. All right. That's it for the chat for the moment. We'll come back to the rest of y'all hooligans later. I didn't fucking unstar any of these. So one thing I don't know about you, right?
Okay.
Is I never knew what you wanted to be when you grew up. Like, we just kind of lived life from day to day. We didn't have any real goal or purpose aside from let's find a way to make money and then be on our own. There wasn't really ever a lot of thought out end game after that. Do you ever want to be a doctor, scientist, astronaut, veterinarian?
So like when the first thing I wanted to be, and like looking back on it now, I'm like, I would never would choose this ever again. I wanted to be a mechanical or electrical engineer. That was like that was the number one thing I wanted to be. I knew it. This was it. I was gonna do it. Then I saw like all the math and all the crap you got to go into to do all that. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't me. And then I wanted to get into TV and radio, which was great because we had our school's TV show, we had the cable access show, and I really enjoyed doing that. And actually, because of that, I was able to do some things. I did our school basketball team, which then led me to do a short stint with Fox 28, our local TV show, where I got to record the Ohio high school basketball championship game. So that was cool. Like I said, it took me to a lot of places that I didn't think I would be able to get to. But then Fox and ABC, when they merged, they were like, "Hey, we want to give you an internship." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." I never went. And do I regret it now? I don't know. Maybe not. But I really fell out of like the whole love of like sitting behind a camera and panning back and forth for hours on end. Got boring to me. And then, obviously, Ted, we did our own little thing and kind of got into like the music scene and learned how to do some of that stuff, which was cool. It brought out a different creative side of things, like musically. But then from there, it just kind of became, I really had no clue what I want to do. I never had a plan. There was no written agenda. It was what we call at the day job, survive, thrive, and dive. Survive the day, thrive on the winds, and if you don't, just dive full feet in and just figure it out. And that's kind of how things are going, has been going for a while. I mean, the toy thing, that's kind of been like a resurgence of things that I like doing because I like selling things, obviously, because I have a huge retail background. But you know, there was really nothing outside of that was like, hey, I want to be a doctor or I want to be an astronaut. There was none of that. It just kind of turned into just do the things that you know how to do and figure out how to do it well.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned selling things because I've always considered you like one of the ultimate salesmen. Like I always thought that if that was something you really, really honed in on, you could have been one of those sleazy guys, in the suits and the nice office, just fucking being like, no, you need to buy this vacation now. There's no other choice. And I say that because you mentioned, going into this school and not knowing anybody and trying to figure things out. But I have always known you to be a people person. And so I'm gonna address the chat here for a minute. I'm gonna talk to you guys for a second. Aaron, get out of here. So I can't take Aaron anywhere. Okay, like this has been going on 70% of my life now, where I can't go anywhere with him without somebody walking up to him and being like, "Oh, hey, bro, what's up?" It happens all the fucking time. We can be out in BFE, we can be in the hood, we can be in the nice part of town. Someone's gonna walk by and be like, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?" And I'm always like, Aaron, who the fuck is that? And he goes, "Oh, I have no clue." No fucking clue.
The funny thing though is like that version of me did not really come to fruition until probably what I was maybe 16. Like I was pretty much you now. Like I was very very to myself. I wasn't really out. I mean, there were parts where it would show it. I mean, when you're with like people like our little clique of friends that we had in Sharon Green, that's different. But like I really was not one to want to talk to people or like really put myself out there because like I said, we just moved and I'm not trying to put myself in a situation where like, these weird ass people who I don't know 90% of my life. Shit, I'm on the internet right now. Damn it.
The
Anyway.
the one that fucked me up the most was 6 months ago when my wife and I are sitting at a bar. And this woman that we're talking to, we know her, we talk to her, we talked to her at the bar, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you guys know Aaron?" And we're like, "Yeah, we know Aaron." And she, "Oh, text him, see if he remembers me." And I texted you, and you're like, "I don't know who the fuck that is." Very much in a,
Yeah.
dude, leave me alone right now. So I sent a picture. I'm like, "This is her," and he goes, "I have no clue who the fuck that is." And I was just like, "Here we go again." So
Yep.
I had to be, "Oh yeah, Aaron totally remember."
Yeah, no,
He
for
says
sure.
hi. He says hi.
So many,
Uh,
so many people you meet over the years. You're like, I don't remember. I'm great with faces not most of the time. You ask me what your name is. If we're in a conversation and me and Ted, like we're at a bar or we're on a patio somewhere, we're having a drink, and someone goes, "Hey Aaron, how's it going?" I'm going like, "Hey man, what's up?" If I respond to you as, "Hey man, hey, what's up?" Like, and don't say a name, it's because I don't know your name. I know of you, but I don't know your name. But that's just how it is.
that's weird. That's
Like
how you respond to me all the time.
I know because I'm trying to like
Who the fuck is this guy that keeps calling me?
shit.
So where did that come from? Like, first of all, how the fuck do you know everybody who lives in Columbus? And then, secondly, how were you able to start talking to them to the point where they approach you? Like, I've never seen you, like, maybe once or twice gone up to somebody that, like, you actually really knew.
Mm.
But these people, you just be walking by. They'll just be walking fucking by. And at the very last second, they'll be like, "What's up, dude?" They'll be like, "Oh, hey, man." And
Two places really, and my brother has pointed out both of them, so I'll pop them up. One, to the greatest video game store to ever live, VGMX. That was that place right there, like, on like being on Schrock Road for a video game store. Like, look, like think about all the places that got robbed on Schrock Road, right? So many places got robbed.
Pizza
Guess
shop,
what?
donut shop, gas
Yep.
station, Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
the
All of
bar.
them got robbed. But guess what didn't get robbed? Because people need money. They're gonna sell. They're gonna steal from over there so they can give it to you to get money.
That's
And
really interesting.
it is. And like, then it's like shit, we don't care, well, I'll buy whatever the fuck you want to bring in. We just resell that shit. So a lot of it came from there. You meet all these people who come in and, uh want to buy movies or music, games. They'll sit and play games for like hours and then just talk shop. That's where I met most of the people that you were describing. It came from there. Oh shit, I'm back. We're good.
Bring
The
it
other
back.
one, yeah, right. The other one's from here. Um, this is the gentleman's club. We'll leave it at that for YouTube purposes.
Aaron used to get sexy on a stage.
Yeah, that's right. That was a different lifestyle at the time. Doing all that, and that group of people is completely different. That group would kind of, if you talk to the right people or the right people, it brought you into a new fold of things. That was kind of like the club life for me. That's when I got into going to all these clubs at random days of the week, and you meet owners and you're getting free drinks, and Adam brought most of them because they didn't know that I was not 21 at the time, but that's a whole another story for another day. But you meet all these people, and then they're like, like you're like in this exclusive like little club now. So like now when you're going out, you're like, hey, this guy, and like, yeah, that's my brother, or I know, oh, you're Adam's brother. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So that's a good chunk of it right there. I mean, those two places in conjunction has really molded that like extrovert person that you now know today. It forced me to to talk and to like integrate with people who you wouldn't think that you would talk to on a day-to-day basis.
I want to come back to that, but I do want to
Oh no,
pop this up real quick. So shout out to Cincy Nerd. Cincy, I think this is the first time you've graced us with your presence, but apparently he used to work right around the corner from the VGMX. Now,
no
I guess
shit.
we have to ask, because there were two temporarily, right? There was one on Hard Road there for a while, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, there was the one on Schrock, which is, well, you did both?
I did both. Yeah.
You did both?
Well, so originally VGMX was so kind of like our story right now. There was two people who owned. They went in as a partnership. The Smoky Row one was owned by Chris, and then the Schrock Row one, which is one I started at, was owned by Chad. Eventually, Chad bought Chris's portion of his store and owned both of them. And then it turned into he ended up, I think he closed it and then tried to like reopen it a couple years later. But yeah, that's although oh yeah, that little Crown Plaza, the one over there
Oh,
right off of on Carl, right? The
yeah.
little that's
So
that's wild.
since he knows our stomping grounds, man. And for the record, uh I'm glad that since he moved, I haven't seen him in Columbus recently, but when he would be here on trips, he would always hit up my toy hunting circuit, and then he would fucking post a video of it to the point where like he was a little quicker back then. He would just be like, boom, boom, boom. Here's a video. Oh, I was just here 8 hours ago, and it'd be 9 o'clock at night, and he's at the fucking Mire up in Dublin, and I'm like, honey, I gotta go. I gotta get up and go find some shit. So a lot of the reasons why I've had to get up and leave my house at 9 o'clock at night are from Cincy Nerd videos. But thanks for joining us, man, and that's wild that you were in our little area. That's
Yeah.
awesome. They don't so much anymore, but
No, horrible.
everything's bad right now, I think. But that's why that's why I have a toy store. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just spoiled.
A little bit.
Can have whatever the fuck I want down here. Just spoiled. All right. So you graduated. You worked at the Video Game Music Exchange.
I did.
And then you also worked at a gentleman's club. And I'm jumping ahead a little bit here because I want to talk about the time where you did both, because I think it started off as something fun, like you had the day job and you were doing like 9 to 5 there. And then you would come home for a little bit and then you would be there until 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Yep. Turn around and do it right over again.
Yeah. And then you would just go right back to work, and you're grumpy now, but like a few months into that was the grumpiest and most bitter I think I'd ever seen you. I don't know if you were just a combination of being tired, desensitized, annoyed with our home life, because at that time we were living together in the Brookville.
Yeah.
You were just fucking miserable, I think. Didn't want to talk to anybody. You'd come home, you'd be like, fuck off. You'd go to your room, and then maybe every now and then you'd appear and be in a good mood. Hold on. you gotta answer this one.
The ex-gentleman's club, Cincy. That one.
Over in
one across the street from. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there at some point too, but we were there hanging out, not so much working. Those Long Islands took you a long way.
Yeah. So, I don't know. When we were sitting in sci-fi class our senior year, we did a projected budget, and we were just like, being in school is so stupid. We could be out making money now, man. And that's literally what you went and did. You got your ass fucking 2 jobs. And like I said, I think the second job was because you thought it was funsies until it stopped being funsies. And I think that happened pretty quick. That's just my opinion. Maybe you can explain differently, but what was it like having 2 jobs and dealing with that, and where did it kind of break for you? Because I think you gave up the club before you gave up VGMX, right? You were still there for a long time.
Yeah, I was. So, I mean, I was with VGMX for almost 11 years before I left and ventured into my own little world. But I mean, the club scene I did for what, 2 years? Yeah, roughly about 2 years.
No way.
Well, at the one was like maybe 6 months, but like collectively between all the other things, like because then that's when Pure Platinum opened up, and then Plush opened up, and then it ended up dibbling and dabbling with a bunch of other clubs that were in the area. Collectively 2 years. It just kind of got to a point where it got boring. I don't want to say it got boring, because it always had. It was a fun getaway. Like it was a way to just escape what was happening in real life. To a point where, it kind of like you were saying earlier, it desensitized everything that you enjoyed at home. Because I had a girlfriend, and it's like she hated it. Like she hated the fact that I was working at them, because like you're standing here looking at girls all day. I'm like, look, while entertaining as it is, it is what it is. It's my job. That's what I do. But then leaving that, like, I mean, it wasn't like it was the end of the world. Like I said, it was like a second job. I mean, it wasn't like it was making or breaking the days. I still had the full-time job that was paying all the bills. And then after that, I got tired of working for someone else. I wanted my own. So we went down that road. It was going to be me, my buddy Chad, and then his cousin, who was Moby, who we were all going to get together and open up our own video game store. Well, he ended up moving to Florida 3 weeks before we were about to like all the paperwork was signed, which then got tricky because he's in Florida. His name is on everything, and I can't do 90% of the things that I needed his signature. So we had to go through, revamp the whole business, and then cut him out essentially. And then we did that. I did that for like 3 years, and then a guy bought me out because he's like, "Man, I love what you're doing. You got a good." I sold him everything. I sold him the name, the product, everything. I sold him the whole shebang. I'm like, "Look, all you gotta do, you ain't gotta do anything." I had it to a point where the business ran itself, and come to find out, he completely tanked it. Which, hey, that's on you now because you paid me. I'm good. I'm living off of your money now. And then, of course, went back to working for the man. Went back into retail. That's when I started working at Sears, which doesn't sound like a great job, but actually, like it was a really cool job to have. Like I liked working there. They moved me up in their little ladder all the way up to where I was for a while, second assistant manager. So like that was kind of cool. But then like all good things comes to an end. Sears closed down, and then back to the drawing board. What do you do? Where do you work at? I think I worked at like 3 other jobs in between before I landed where I am right now. But retail's always been in my blood. I like selling things and being involved in the retail world has been my go-to.
So I was gonna take a chat break, but I only have a few things starred. Adam's in here blowing it up. We have people watching. I see them watching. So they're either really into your story, or they died or something. I don't know. I don't know where the chat went. Chat's super quiet tonight. So some memories I have of your video game store. While I never saw the actual brick and mortar, I know there was a period where you were kind of like working out of a flea market on the weekends. And
Yeah.
I don't know. When I say it that way, it sounds trashy. Like, "Hey, yeah,
Well,
he's working at the flea market," but it
well,
was a
no,
really
I mean
nice place.
it was nice because so when we opened up the brick and mortar, it was in the south end of Columbus. It was we were in the basement of my business partner's father-in-law's restaurant. So like on the top was a restaurant, and then on the back bottom of it, like on one side was like all the offices, like that's where his father-in-law operated out of. Like his son had an office, and then on the other end, we transformed a building into a store. So like we would get business, like it took like you want to learn about marketing and promoting. Put yourself in an area where no one knows where you are. Like you're on a main strip, and then the only way to get to you is to make sure when you're going down a road that goes 55 miles per hour, you drop down to 20 and make a really sharp right turn, and then go to the back of that building. So we like making signs and like, hey, we're here. Here's our store hours. It only got so far. So like, well, how do you create more of a brand awareness based on something that this side of town needed? Because on the south side of Columbus, all they had at the time was a GameStop that was closing, and then Hollywood Video, which was trash. So we were like the best thing that was out there that no one knew that we were there. So a couple miles down the road was the South End Flea Market, which was very popular on the weekends, beside the drive-in theater that turns into a flea market during the summer. So we took camp there, and we pretty much ran a gauntlet for a good while before, like I said, the guy bought me out, to where people were like, hey, you got a store? And I'm like, yeah, it's down here, down this place. There's signs everywhere. Can't miss it. You can't miss a fucking sign because we made them so goddamn big. But like I said, all good things unfortunately has to come to an end. Like I said, it ended up being bought out. The guy offered me almost 40% more than what I initially bought everything for. So, 40% come up is always nice. And, I took it and ran. And I kind of miss that part of it because, that was kind of like the job that really like defined my salesmanship. I always said that I could sell ice to an Eskimo. Why does an Eskimo need ice? They got ice everywhere. Well, I'm gonna sell it to them because I need to make some money. Uh, that job made my selling ability to go to Sears and sell mattresses and sell electronics and sell uh, you know microwaves and like kitchen equipment. Like I made good money in commission because of that one job. And I will always keep that in my mind of like, as much as people talk shit about, how Sears operated as a business, that business taught me a whole lot about selling. And I will never take anything back from that because that was what transformed me to who you see today, creating this hell dope brand and trying to take out all the people that are in front of me.
Do you think it was the best time to get out of the video game stuff? Like, do you think you could have evolved it at all? Because I think right
Um,
now you'd be in rough shape, right? I might
so
be
at
wrong
the
about that.
no, well, at the time, it was the perfect time because that was right when the start of the digital evolution started. Um, what is it, the PlayStation, let's say the PlayStation 3 was just getting ready to launch. They introduced the PlayStation Network and the store that you could download stuff from. So like right then and there was like the moment that I knew, like I was telling my partner prior to all this, like, look, we got to do something. Either we need to do something to help evolve it, or we need to get out. And we chose the get out method because, like I said, there was nothing that at the time that we could do to help, further the brand. Now today, um, some good friends that were still at the good VGMX, they have evolved to today. That it's still open to this day. But Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, like all of those, they're running tournaments. So like now you're selling, those cards to those people to hold tournaments. Like it's a kind of a nice hand in hand piece while still buying and selling, movies and music and games. Because while a lot of people do prefer the digital media, there are still a good handful of people that thoroughly enjoy physical media, which you can never really get rid of. No matter how much things are starting to turn digital, you can't get rid of those who love the physical media aspect of it. So if you can't find a way to evolve, you're gonna fold. And at that time, there was nothing that was out there that we could evolve from. So obviously we took our money and we ran.
Well, I'm gonna hit this chat up. It's just a little bit in here. V. Conley says, I was 6 when my first nephew was born. I've got 7 nieces and nephews from ages 30 to 5.
Wow,
That's a lot.
that is a lot. I only have one niece. Well, one blood niece. I've adopted nieces along the way.
Headcanon says, damn, Ted, you really did just treat everyone as extras in the movie of your life. I'm the main character.
No, supporting cast.
Adam says, Ted, wait till I tell your life. Please don't. My daughter watches this show.
That's part 2 of this interview.
V. Conley again, he says, I think it's really awesome just how close you all are. As someone that's still in contact with several friends since middle school, it's really important to keep those connections.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's still. I mean, out of all the friends that we probably collectively have, I mean, I'd probably say what 10 that we still remotely talk to. Probably 5 that we on a more occasion than others still communicate with.
Yeah. Yeah, most of my actual friends are from high school and whatnot. But I don't know about you. I carry a very small circle now. Just because
It's
time.
definitely gotten smaller. Yeah.
Just
You know,
time.
you figure out the ones that are gonna be there, like, for you no matter what, and then those are just there because they need you.
Yeah, like I mean, I think we're lucky to see, our group of friends maybe once a year, and at this rate with them having babies and whatnot, um, probably gonna be once every couple years, but
Yeah,
it's the joy of social media, I guess. I don't know.
exactly.
I don't know. All right, so you started a business, you sold a business, you went to Sears, you learned all about salesman stuff. I think somewhere in that Sears journey, you met a lady that maybe you would go on to marry one day.
I did. Um, Interesting that, like, I had a rule. I had a rule that I broke twice. Never mix business and pleasure because it's just a bad idea. That's how shit goes down at work. Well, luckily for both of us, she left, and she got a big girl job working for the hospital, and I eventually somewhere down the road left. And we took a journey to figure out how to make a relationship work. And she kind of got in at a really rough time of my life because I was going through some shit, and I didn't know how to process you know all the things that were happening. And then she stuck by, and she went with the ride or die method. And after 10 years of being together, we finally said, you know what, let's this girl has done, she's done with the worst. She's been with the she's dealt with me during the best. She ain't going nowhere. So let's finalize this relationship and make it official. And we're coming up on 1 year being married. We got
Shit, has it been a
yeah,
year already?
almost a year. Yeah, yeah.
Holy fuck.
That's what I said. We have a lovely son who's 9, who thinks he's 21, and he loves playing hockey, and he's a smart kid. He's in accelerated math, and he's in a gifted program at school. Hey, I guess I'm doing something right.
Um, so when you were younger, did you ever envision having children?
Yeah. I mean, coming from a family of 3, I always wanted to have a family of my own, and uh, I've I've been engaged a couple times and it didn't work out, and I got to a point where I didn't want to do it again out of fear, and it took a while for me to admit that maybe I should try it one more time. Maybe I just hadn't found the right person, and of course, Mrs. Blacknight, who may or may not still be watching, she might be asleep for all I know. Um, she she gave me a reason to try to believe that this can work. That this is what I needed. And we had some rough patches in our relationship, and who doesn't? And at the end of the day, we and she because she had some rough times of her own. She was married, got divorced, and she had 2 kids. So now I have 3 kids, essentially. Um, and we made it work. Tough times happen. You fight through them. You make it. You figure out how to make it work. And we figured out a lot of things. There's still some things we're trying to work on and get better at. But at the end of the day, we made it. We made it this far. She gave me a good belief that not not everyone's bad. You get some bad ones here and there, but you don't judge everyone the same way. And it took me a while to realize that I had to break that stigma of my own. Like, hey, I've did this twice. I'm not trying to do this again. I didn't want to do it again, and here I am. I'm here. It's on there. I'm married.
So
uh,
we talked about hanging out with your niece. Do you think those times when you were young, spending like summers and weekends and afternoons with your niece, do you think that helped prepare you for fatherhood, even though it wouldn't be for like another 25 years?
No, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I like for real, no clue. Um, if you would have told 11-year-old me then, like, hey, all this was prepping you for this day, I would have told you were one, you're crazy.
You
Two,
tell me
go
that all
get
the
a lot.
time.
Oh yeah, obviously, duh. But no, no. The short answer to the question is no. But looking at all of that now, maybe it was kind of like a weird way of saying, hey, you've learned the basis of taking care of someone. You can do it. You're fine. You'll be all right.
So your boy's 9 now?
Yeah, 9.
Dear God, I don't. That just flipped by too.
Yeah, 9
Holy
more years. I'm
crap.
kicking him out.
Um. So, what do you want for him? I know all parents want their kids to go be successful and go to school and follow their dreams or whatever. But based off of you being his father and you knowing him and what he's capable of, what are kind of your hopes and dreams for his future?
Uh, I don't know, man. I guess I never really like thought about that too much. I want what every parent wants from their kid. You know, do better than I did, have more than what I had. Um, you know, like Adam mentioned like earlier in the chat, like I played high school football. You did wrestling, track. You know, he loves hockey. We go to Blue Jacket games. Like he's very invested in hockey, and I get to spend every Monday and Thursday at his practice, every Sunday at a game. And maybe one day this will turn into something. Maybe he plays for college, and maybe one day you'll hear his name being called in a draft in the NHL. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I just want him to be a good kid. Do do the things that I couldn't do at that age and in that time. You're in a different era right now. You got the whole world out there. Go tackle it. Go live it. Be the world, and just know that I support everything you'll do. Maybe not everything. Let me back that up. But I want him to be successful in all the things that he does, and maybe if it's hockey or as Adam's mentioning, he loves wrestling. He's got his championship belts, and he tries to defend them as much as he can in the house. Hey, whatever it is, I want you to do it. If you fail, it's fine. If you succeed, it's fine. Just go out there and do it.
So when he finally leaves home, whether that's to
Party
go to
time, baby.
college, whether that's to go to college or he's just sick of your shit and he moves to California or something, and somebody maybe asks him, maybe in an interview or whatever, tell me about your father. How do you want to be remembered by your son?
That I'm an asshole. I want him. I want him
Not
to
the
be
answer I
able
was
to.
expecting.
I want him to be able to say, that I had a strict dad, because I feel that I am. I'm strict on him, because I want him to. I want the best from him, but I want him to understand that also. Hey, I lived. My mom was my. I mean, while yes, I had my dad, and I saw him on the weekends during the summer. I didn't live with my dad. I didn't have a mom and dad. My mom was my mom, my dad, at the same time. So to have both parents supporting and doing the things that support the things he wants to do. I want him to understand that one day when he looks back at this, that, you know, I was there to do everything that he needed to do. Support through his sports, support through his school, support in whatever he chooses. And that, hey, I may not be the perfect dad. I don't know what that is, but damn it, I did everything that I could do to support my child to get him to where he is or will be in 9 years when I kick him out when I'm 49 and finally get to live.
The happiest I've seen you look in a long time.
Oh man, I'm not counting down the days, but bro, I'm counting down the days.
All right, let we got a few things in the chat, not a lot, but
Let's get it.
Mr. Wonderful says, I too was in the gifted program in math in school. I feel that it wasn't the same from the sounds of it.
It probably still isn't.
I think he's saying he was in the special class.
Oh.
Mr. Wonderful says, tough times create tough people. That's a good thing. And then from Mr. Yancey, okay, how old is Chloe, Mr. DarkClaw? She is going to be 21 in a few months. Almost time to take her across the street to Donnericks. Not taking her anywhere near Schrock Road. No Rennie's Lounge or Gables doesn't exist anymore. But
that's sad though, man. I love Gables.
None of that. Cool. So let me turn this off. All right, so you got married, you had a kid. Reverse that.
I had a kid. They got married.
Yeah, it's okay. I did too. Now you have this toy store. First of all, how the hell did you get suckered into running a toy store with a moron?
Well, it's we went to PowerCon, what, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And the story, the story, the origin story is no surprise. Everyone knows this. I've always been on the hustle game. Buying stuff on clearance or yard sales, and trying to make $1 off of 15 cents. And that's just what I've done. I've always wanted to find ways to always make and keep money in the pocket, no matter what. So then when you invited me to come to PowerCon that year, you spoke to me about what you wanted to do, and how what the goal, the end game was. Well, what better place to try and jumpstart something you want to do when you have, 4 horsemen right in your backyard. You had several independent companies that were on the up and coming who hadn't even released anything yet at the same show. Well, hey, guess what? I have a skill of talking to people. Let's talk to them. And when we sat down after Sunday, that Sunday show, and had our parking lot beers and kind of put 2 and 2 together, saying, hey, this is what I did, what you've done for the year, and this is what I've done and what I know how to do and what I've done previously. Why not try it? Well, I think it took about a month into it. We got this really janky website that looked
Still
like that.
janky.
It looked like janky. One of those like those things that you get in the mail that says, "Hey, come send me $500 and I'm going to give you a million from a Nigerian prince," to a less jankier website, and something where a year ago no one knew who we were at all. What's helladopetoys? Why am I even seeing half the things I'm seeing right now? I don't know nothing about this. And now, a year later, we're coming up on 2 years, actually, kind of weird to say. That we built the empire? No. GeoCities. Yeah,
GeoCities probably would have looked a little better, but
a little bit. You gotta love that HTML.
we'll see.
But 2 years in, and we're slowly checking off boxes. We still got a couple more boxes that needs to be checked off, but where we are now in comparison to where we were 1 year ago, we're not that bad. Uh, Definitely some things that needs to improve. And a video that you shared with me yesterday, I watched, and I might on my own soapbox later, respond to that video with some other things of my own. But you deal with the crap that you get. You got distributors out there that get you product quickly, very quickly at that. You have distributors out there that get you stuff whenever they feel like it, and you just deal with it. um, but I wouldn't. I said this is something that's not completely out of my wheelhouse. Like I said, I mean, I've owned my own business once. I've learned from that, and those things that we're doing now are lessons that I've learned from then, and just kind of working it out. And like I said, I have you on. We're on board together to make this ship, float or sink or die in the process.
Yeah. When you look 5 years ahead, because 5 years ago wasn't that long. 2019. 2019 was 5 years ago. That feels like a year or two ago. When you look 5 years into the future, what do you see? Where do you want to be? What's going on?
Uh, I don't want to be working for the man. I've done that. I'm tired of it. Not to say that the day job hasn't provided me with the things that I have now. Because of that job, I have the house that I live in. I have the car that I drive. My family has been able to. We went to SummerSlam in Nashville. We've gone on. We've been to Kings Island randomly. We've been to Cedar Point and it's been paid for. We've done a lot of things. My son's had really good birthdays and had really awesome Christmases, and the boys have gotten stuff, and because of that. But I want to get to a point where, this is all we're doing, running a shop. And, if we're still doing the YouTube thing like this, or maybe we scale back and not do as many as we're doing, and maybe just coming up with like other short form or content just to say, hey, we're still doing it. But like that stuff I want to do. That's the goal. Get away from the day job and just kind of just do this on a more full time, but not like pulling your hair out because you're still doing 2 full jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough some days. I know you feel it too, because it's the back and forth between the day job. Are you getting up at 5 a.m.? Are you getting up at 9 a.m.? Or are you gonna get home at 2 a.m.? Or what needs to be done for the business? And
Yeah.
I don't know. Since 2024 started, it always just feels like the sky is falling. But that's the joys of being an entrepreneur: is the
Yeah.
sky is falling every day until you build a solid enough foundation to get a roof.
That red little crease of sunlight that comes popping in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all peaks and valleys, and boy, we just up and down right now, roller coasters. So like, you have the stress of that, and then the stress of this. Um, what do you do for yourself? Like, because how do you turn all this off?
I
Turn
don't.
off the day job, turn off the side business, and just take a few hours for you, the wife, the kid, whatever.
I don't. It is a motor that always runs. Sometimes it sits on idle. Honestly, lately the missus and I started door dashing on the side. Just like I said, always gotta have money in the pocket. And like honestly, that's probably been like the best time for both of us because, like I said, between the jobs that we work and just the boys and their crazy schedules. I mean, that's like the 2 hours that we like sit in the car and kind of just have our like us time, sitting and picking up food and delivering it to people. As odd as that sounds, that's probably the closest that I get to like shutting off from everything else and having like an us time. With because outside of that, it's pedal to the metal like all day, every day. Like Jaden he's off hockey this week till Thursday, so we don't have to worry about that. But then he has karate. Um, you know, the other kids have karate, and they're getting ready to start. All these other things for school, like drama club, and eventually, band, and all these other extracurriculars that they're involving with over the next couple of years. So, any opportunity that we get to really disconnect, we take advantage of, but they come very far in between.
We're checking with the chat. Got a little bit in here again.
All right.
Mr. Wonderful says, Aaron, I have to say, 20-year-old has mentioned moving out. Don't wish it too soon, brother. It goes by way too fast.
Nope. That
Get out.
He getting the same options that my mom gave to me when I turned 18. And those 3 options are get a job and get out, go to school and get out, join the army and get out. He gets a 4th. I'll give him a 4th one. You better get a goddamn scholarship or some notification, like some notice in like some sporting event and get out. So either way it goes, when you turn 18, my friend, I love you. You're getting out of my house. I'm going to go do the things that I've missed for the last 18 years without you being there. I love you. If you ever watch this on the replay on the whatever internet you have in 8-9 years from now.
He's gonna be watching it through one of those virtual things. He's just gonna be sitting right in the room with us, man. It's gonna be a trip. Ed, Axiom Figs. It's a fine line between being an asshole dad and being a supportive but tough dad.
Yeah. Very true. Somehow in the middle, you just combine them all. You just become a supportive asshole dad who's tough.
I'm not gonna read this one. I'm just gonna.
No, you gotta read it.
I'm not reading it.
You gotta read it.
I'm not reading it.
That adds a message. I'm off. I'm a guest.
I'm not reading. Okay, you can read it internally in your head. Okay, I'm not reading that.
I'm dyslexic. I went to Columbus Public Schools for the first half of my life.
I'm not reading that. This one I will read. Blue Serendipity says, I absolutely love this beautiful bromance story. That is us.
Yes.
We
are the original. We are the original Turk and JD.
Yes. Yes. We even finish each other's sandwiches.
Usually because I think it's my sandwich and you left it near my plate.
Mr. Wonderful says, everyone go buy hella dope shit and get these guys to full time. I agree with that.
I do.
I agree with that. It is very much a volume game, right? It's all about moving units. And like I look at each one like a bullet in the gun, and sometimes we just need more ammo.
Oh no, we got lots of bullets, just no targets to shoot at.
And then Mr. Wonderful says, I went 1 week without you guys last week. I am going to need to be calling you fools if you aren't streaming.
I mean, you're more than welcome to call.
And then, wow.
Yeah.
This just came in. A huge super chat from Mr. Wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. That is too kind. Giving a little something to the host who had to do it solo tonight with an awesome guest who is so relatable with his desire to be a good husband, father, and friend. Keep it down, dudes. Thank you, Travis.
Thank you, man.
That is very nice. We very much appreciate that.
We're gonna put that towards more toys.
Yeah, that's
or a bill
Yeah.
that needs to be paid. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Yeah. Um hold on. We got a few more here.
All right.
HGC says right there, I am right in the middle of my kids in their after school stuff era. Most of the hobbies have gone on pause because of it. Not a big deal for me overall since my kids are rad.
Oh yeah. Like I said, we don't mind like all the activities. Like I said, like me growing up, like me at Jaden's age, like Saturdays, one of the kids I used to go to school with, they would his dad was the football coach of the Boys and Girls Club of Columbus. So I would always go and like I'd hang out in like the little like lobby area where they had like foosball and like I'd watch Saturday morning cartoons while they're playing basketball or whatever. And like I never got an opportunity to really play sports when I was younger, except for the one time that I played that my mom didn't know about because she hated the idea that I was playing because she didn't want me to get hurt. So like I want Jaden to be able to like experience sports, whether it's hockey, he plays soccer, which he loves playing soccer. He does taekwondo, like anything that he can get involved in. Like I will support him trying. Like, the thing in our house is once you start, you finish. There is no halfway through it. Oh, I don't want to do this. I want to quit. No, no, no. You're committed now. You finish until it's over. You now, if you don't want to do it next year or next session, that's fine. But you're finishing this off and like he's at a point now where, like I said, he really likes playing hockey to the point where he's like he had the agreement is he has to get his first degree black belt, which he's kind of close to getting that, and he can quit taekwondo after that to get his full 100% focus on the hockey game. And if that's what he wants, I gotta get probably another job on top of that, because man, that stuff ain't cheap.
Um, got a few more that came in. Blue Serendipity says, "Have you planned an arranged marriage to combine the two kingdoms for a single Black Claw heir to inherit?"
Hmm.
Oh.
Interesting.
We'll like do some Willy Wonka shit, and like just send out a bunch of golden tickets and figures, and then the have a contest, and the winner gets to inherit probably some really wacky toy store. You
Yeah.
walk in the door and it's making sounds like boing boing boing, something like
Right.
that.
So funny story. Like it's not a story, but like I guess I make it into one.
Okay.
Uh, so Ted and my son have a unique bond. Very unique to the point where like it reminds me back when Ted and I became friends. That if I'm talking to Ted on the phone, my son's like, "Hey, tell Teddy I said hi," or he's yelling in the background to let him know that he's in the car or near me to say hello.
Well, it reminds me
Uh,
not to swear so much.
there's that too.
Yeah.
But like they have a very sacred bond that I don't think Ted realizes that they have because my son, his middle name is Ted's middle name. They share that because unfortunately there's some things between Mr. and Mrs. Darkclaw that medically can't happen. So as an ode to him, my son shares his middle name as something that can be carried on his lineage. May not be his last name, but it's still something. Uh, but he calls Ted Mr. Hello Dope. That's his name. It's no longer Ted or Teddy or his name is Mr. Hello Dope. And every time he sees him and he's wearing that Hello Dope hat, he's trying to steal it and wear it for his own. Uh so I mean maybe one day he wants this, or maybe like I said, we do a rant. We figure it out or it dies with us. But it's cool to see my son interact with Ted and like the weird little relationship that they have. It's very very nice to see.
Your brother says, "OMG, mom said the same to me."
Yeah, yep. I know that's where I got it from. But she said it to me.
but she was much better at saying it that time because she had already got it.
Right.
She went through the dry run on him. Thought about it for a few years and was like, how can I really perfect this speech?
Yep. And I said, bet. 18, graduated, and we said bye. Didn't go back.
Moved across the street.
Moved across
the street.
Sure did.
Yeah. Hey, we were happy there, you know.
Oh yeah, man.
That was our hood, man. I hate seeing it how it is, and I'm afraid to go in there the way my Citizen app goes off all the time now.
Yeah,
like it's insane over there. All the Dairy Queen shit. That's not important. Fat Red Foo is here. Fatrid. Good day to you, Fatrid. Late again, Fatrid.
How dare you?
You know,
how dare you come late
like that?
Go get the paddle.
Welcome, Fat Red Foo. You're gonna have to rewatch the whole replay now. Start over.
Exactly.
Start over. Thank you, V. Conley.
Thank you,
cool. I think that's it for the chat for now. So you're old as fuck now. Do you have any words of wisdom for anybody out there that might be maybe not even young and thriving and wanting to do something on their own? They could be our age and wanting to do something on their own and start their own thing. You have any wisdom for those people?
Do it. Don't wait. Failure is the greatest key to success. Was it Jordan's quote that he has that I have it actually written down in my notebook that I look at. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know, whatever it is you want to do, you want to, I don't know, you want to get a promotion at work and you're afraid to ask for a promotion, go ask for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to tell you no. Work harder. Show why you deserve it. You want to own your own business? Go get it. It's not easy. It's a very hard road. Wayne Gretzky, I don't know. Jordan said it too. It's a hard game. You're gonna spend countless days and nights trying to figure out how to make it work. But the end game is you did it. You tried it. That is today's word of wisdom. To go out there and do it. Don't let someone say that you can't do it or you're too old or you don't have the experience. There's tons of things out there in this world that I am not experienced at or not qualified to do, and I don't give a damn. I will do them anyway. So go do it now. Go right now. Go do it. Well, after this show, then go do it.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm just thinking about all the things that you're not qualified to do, and you're doing it anyway, like chiropractor, surgeon,
exactly.
Controlling a lift at a construction site. Like, sir, you're not qualified. I don't care. I'm going to do it.
I don't give a damn. I do what I want.
Miss 100 of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott.
with the do-rag.
Yeah. You're just trashing everything.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it real good though.
Look, we do agree that there are some things you have to go to school for. I mean, if you get locked up in prison for 20 years, you could probably learn to be a lawyer in there.
Yeah.
But
plenty of time to read.
I don't know if you're gonna become a doctor in prison. Prison doctor?
Maybe.
It's like a modern day Dr. Quinn. Dr. Quinn, prison doctor woman. And she's just healing shiv wounds with stuff from the toiletry.
Shank left and right.
So ripping shirts to sew stitches.
Don't worry about that IV bag. It's just toilet water.
Maybe toilet wine. I need a bag of toilet wine stat. Took us 6 months to make this.
We're running out of toilet wine. Someone get a fresh batch right now. Stat.
Oh,
God damn it.
somebody should make that a show. I'm too lazy to do it. That's not my dream or passion. Somebody should make that for me.
Oh my God.
Dr. Quinn, prison doctor woman. And she can talk like Fatred's mother. Fatred, fetch me more toilet wine, or your friend's going to bleed out. There's blood everywhere, Fatred. We have to save this man, Fatred. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm done with that now. Or
He's
am
gonna come to Ohio. He's gonna kick your ass.
He probably is. I would deserve it. I would deserve it. What did we miss, man? What did we touch on, man? Anything that you were like dying to get off your chest and share with the world?
Yeah.
Hold on. What's that thing that you say? You pick a date and we'll both be surprised.
I do say that. How about this one? Yeah.
Oh man.
Or how about this one?
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. The people have spoken, Ted. Mossman must live forever.
How about this one?
I just wanna drink iced coffee. I just wanna drink it up.
He's going to sue me one day if I keep doing that.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I get. That's what I get for not paying attention to the chat for a minute. Oh my god, eBay is blowing me up right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Must be nice.
Somebody's always wanting something, you know? Cool. Well, I think those are all the deep, dark questions I had for you.
Ooh.
Yeah. You wanna call it? Or you got something else to talk about?
I mean, I got nothing like
Unrelated to you, you know?
Unrelated to me. How many of you people are not part of our email list? Because you have gotten some very interesting info in that mailing list that went out this week. In short of things, a lot of stuff is coming out in March and April, so keep an eye out for that. Still have not gotten an official release date on the Joy Toy World War II figures. As soon as I get that info, believe me, you will know. Other than that, buy stuff. Yeah, go buy stuff right now.
Yeah, buying stuff does help a lot.
TK Magic Shop has a question.
I don't know if he's trolling us or what.
It is helladopetoys.com. Right there. Scrolling. No. No.
Oh no.
TK Magic Shop is brand new, Ted.
Okay, that's fine. I thought I'd seen him in here before. I'm not used to new people. Normally they heard about us from somebody's mom or something.
Yeah.
You know? And then Necro Boogie over here.
Necro Boogie, shame on you.
Yeah.
I work hard on those emails, okay? You will read every one. I will send you a personal one tomorrow.
We're going to start printing them and mailing them to you.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, go buy toys. What else you got, Aaron?
a lot of stuff shipping in this week. Oh yeah. Some wrestling figs. So all you wrestling fans out there, we got some sweet figs coming in over by the end of next week. Finally, wave 3 of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom will be landing in the warehouse very soon. I know, blowing in your mind. So if you are behind on your AWOCs, get those orders in for wave 3. There is still a bunch of wave 2 available that are perfectly married to wave 3. So you need one to get the other. So buy them all, and then we'll ship them to you when they arrive.
Yeah. Buy some AWOCs. Also go buy some Valivers. While we don't have the Arctic figures anymore, I am actually working on what I'm calling an Arctic cat. See what I did there, Aaron? See what I did there?
I do.
So I had to, we sold out of the gear pack, so I had to buy some from Bobby. So I'm making you buy some Valivers figures, so you can make sweet little custom guys too. Or just take a head off of a Black Panther figure and put it on there and say that you did something special. That's a thing as well.
You know what, Necro Boogie? Next week I will gladly repose Galactus and Sentinel, and then I will find a way to interpret them into my emails so then you can enjoy them.
Oh, I like that. We could have like little picture at the bottom
Yes.
of them. I like that. We should work on that.
We
and
should.
then TK Magic Shop, I apologize. I have a giant ego and just assume everybody knows who we are all the time. I get really mad when people in the grocery store don't flock to me and be like, "You're that guy from helladopetoys." And I'm like, yes, come on, guys. I'm at the grocery store right now. I'm trying to buy butt wipes. Please step away.
You're welcome for that, by the way. Thank you.
Oh my God, best thing that's ever happened to me.
I know, butt wipes are amazing.
Butt wipes are amazing. Yeah.
The show is turned first now.
Huge ego. My wife yells at me about it all the time.
She does. It's true.
She does. She tries to keep me in check. Can't help it.
Wrestling show after WrestleMania to be announced.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't think we're gonna do a show night 2 of WrestleMania because we gotta watch that sweet Cody Roman match.
Yes.
And I don't know. I guess we'll see how we're feeling. We really have been spoiling ourselves with these weeks off because, man, it was really nice last week not doing any show prep, not having to rush down here. And I love doing it. Like, you and I always come in here. We've been tired as fuck the past month. And we're just like, ugh, don't want to do it. But then we get going, man. We get popping. It's good. We get amped up.
Ted, when you look at one of these orders, read the note that comes with it. It's quite entertaining.
Orders. I've seen some of the notes. Have any orders come in?
The one on the pirate ship. You should read that one.
Okay, I saw the one from Rob.
I saw the one that just came in. You gotta read that one. But Travis, to answer your question, it's stuff that you already bought. It'll ship to you when it lands.
Yeah, Travis, it'll ship when it lands. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. He super chatted us a lot of money. So, Travis, we will work on that. We're not doing any more wrestling pre-orders though. That ship's sailed. They keep doing us dirty. I blame Ringside.
That's going to be a video that I'm going to post later. Me ranting about that. Kind of like Chad's car rants, but I'm going to be in this chair ranting.
Aaron's old man chair rants.
Yeah. But to answer the question, Ultimate Edition 20, Roman Reigns, Undertaker, and Asuka. Elite top picks, Cody Rhodes. Basic Series 145, Gunther. And then Elite 107, Solo Sikoa, Otis, Grayson Waller, and Cora Jade. Those all will be landing hopefully by the end of the week. along with Jada Toys, Fireman, and was it Bizarro? DC Multiverse Bizarro, Batzarro, and something else from McFarlane.
Is that the Bizarro one that looks like he's taking a piss on the wall?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that's
that one's gonna fucking move. That one's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Calling it now. First one sold out.
Probably. All right. That's all I got.
All right, cool. Well, I guess
you know what I'm gonna say.
yeah. I guess to close this out, Aaron, thank you for being my guest. Thanks for letting me experiment upon you.
Yes.
And letting me throw up all your personal photos onto a YouTube thumbnail for the world to see. That was a good time. That was a good time.
You need to get Axion Fake's chair and put it next to a fireplace with a blanket in your lap and just air all. Have like one of those. Give me like a little coffee, and I'm like, yes. Let me tell you about what I'm ranting about today.
I actually like that idea.
And like, what is that? Like that music that plays that dun, 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 dun. Like is that like that music for like the Queen of England or some shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that in the background.
Well, tell Ed to get his ass to Columbus, Ohio, like he told us he was gonna, and then we can borrow his chair. And
yes.
Maybe his fireplace too.
I have a fireplace over there.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
then cool. Let's just borrow his chair.
Yeah, I'm gonna like burn all the stuff down here, and then I can make room. I have a fire. Everything works there. I like how this is going.
Yeah. No, do it. Ratings. Ratings.
Yes, and subscriptions.
Yes, and monies and whatever. Cool. So go to helladopetoys.com and buy some toys. Go to helladopetoys on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter.
X.
And TikTok. We're still on there, right?
You already said that.
Did I? Okay. And just go to all those and follow us there.
Yeah,
sure.
maybe join like that Discord thing that's in there somewhere. Just Jeff likes to post stuff.
Okay. Well, as long as somebody's posted in there, that's what's important.
Frank and Just Jeff, and every once in a while I'll say something because you're lazy and you don't.
I just always forget about it. I always forget.
Make that part of your new routine, Ted. That's part of your new routine.
I'm a man of routine, and it's really hard to change my routine because it's always just chaos.
I just hear excuses now.
Yeah, no, they are excuses. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Bye.
Exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, and I think that's where we're gonna leave it, y'all. So, in the words of Simi Skies, bye.
Bye.